Hello, evening there. Sadiq Hussain here from Pixel Pushers. I'm sitting here on a park on a bench, public bench in Bewdley. So I've just taken this photograph about an hour ago, and we're going to do an edit on it. Now I've already done it here. Let me just take you through it. We're going to incorporate some of the steps that we've already taken in previous videos and put it all together. But one added extra, which is this custom border, which I'll show you right at the end. Okay, so let me just take you through. So there's the original image, which of course was edited as well from a raw file, which I'll show you. And then I've added, if I just open up that group, 3 adjustment layers. We've got a curves adjustment, exposure adjustment, and a hue saturation and luminosity HSL adjustment, just to exaggerate the yellows that were coming from as the sun was setting and hitting these lovely buildings. And then right at the end we've got the border, which of course we could erase out some of that, or we could change the shape of it or size of it. That's not a problem, but I just wanted to take you through that those steps. So let's start from the beginning. Okay, let's close this file down. Okay, we'll come back to that one later. So let's open. I believe it's that one. Okay, so as it's a raw file, we need to develop it first. So we just need to see what's pleasing to the eye. We don't want to overexpose it. I think underexposing is good. I want to bring up the brightness a little bit, but particularly I want to subdue the blacks a little bit. Okay, we can bring up the exposure a little bit when we're looking at the adjustment layers. We can improve the contrast a little. Again, don't worry about down here. We can improve the clarity a little and the saturation, not too much. Okay, shadows and highlights. So we could bring up the shadows a little bit just here. Look, you know, do we like it like this or do we like it like this? You know, if we wanted to hide this street closure signs, we could bring that down, and that would still give us, you know, let's do that. That's slightly different to what I had before. That's okay. And then bring up the highlights a little. Okay, and then under details, there's the church bell that I'm just sitting next to. Just enhance the details a little bit as well. Okay, I think we're done there. We can click develop there. Okay, so that's now in the photo persona because it's been developed. So let's add some of those adjustment layers. So we'll go to curves, and all we're really looking to do is to find a pleasing contrasty nature to it. Okay, I'm happy with that. Really bringing out those yellows. Then another adjustment layer, the hue and saturation, and it's on yellow already. Typically it's on all colors, so we click on yellow because it's the yellow that we want to highlight. Then if I click the picker tool and then just highlight the yellow pixels, that color wheel then hones into those range of pixels. So yes, I could change the hue. I don't want to change that. I want to leave that where it was. Double clicking, double tapping in one of these sliders takes it back to its default position, and I could desaturate it, but I actually want to saturate it a bit more. Okay, not too much. Okay, and then look at the luminosity shift as well. Okay, I'm pleased with that. It's whatever pleases you. And then on the, we just want to look at what else can we exposure. Let's just look at the exposure. And really it's a question of, do we prefer it to be subdued? Because we darken this area, we can bring up the brightness of the image, really to make it pop. A lot of punch coming off that. And if we wanted to add a further adjustment, I only did the 3, but I could do another one. What would work best? Shadows and highlights. Okay, so on the highlights we could bring them down a bit. No, actually I prefer them where they are. The shadows, we could make them even darker or bring them up again. I don't want to bring them up, leave them dark. In fact, I'm going to knock them back even further. Okay, so that's done. And what we now need to bring in is that border. Now, those custom borders are simply a blank document, white, with white paint, there's black paint in the middle to whatever brush that you want to, and then bring it in. And I've already got several created. We're going to do a whole video on creating these custom borders, so don't worry about if I skip that part now. So if we go to File and Open, and we go to Pictures, Borders, Paint Styles, and there's different ones. That's the one that I used earlier, so let's try a different one. Dry roll, shall we try it? No, we'll try that one. Okay, so that opens it up separately, so you can see it's got a different edge. All we do is we copy that layer from that image, take it back to the image that we were working on, which was that one, and then just paste it. Okay, and we just need to click on the Move tool and just resize that so it fits our image. And there's nothing wrong with stretching the images, these borders for your images. That's fine. You can in fact stretch it so it goes slightly outside, and therefore the border part is relatively small. And to reveal the image in the middle, you just change the blend modes. So if we change the blend mode to overlay or soft light, or one of the or lighten, you can see the different effects you can get. So I quite like screen. There's a little bit of bleed into the image, so let's go for screen. Okay, let's just maximize that. There we go. And if we zoom into here, you can see what that sort of, it looks like a canvasy brush style. Yeah. So I like that. And these are just created with different brushes. Essentially, you're painting with different brushes to give you a solid black in the middle, but around the edges it feathers off depending on the type of brush that you use. Okay, and obviously you can make the border. It doesn't have to be white. It could be black. It could be other colours. But I'll go over all of that in the actual video that I'll be doing soon. The highlights, all of this, and that's it. So that's created from the original, which was this, to that. We could put a label here if you wanted to. That's entirely up to you. So I hope you enjoyed that use of some of the techniques that we've already covered recently and then brought in, but I've added a new technique, a new custom-made border, which we'll cover in the next one. So do come back for that one. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If you like the video, if you've got any comments or thoughts, please let me know, and I'll see you next time.